Mind control. The prison for the mind. Drugs and warfare. Methamphetamine soldiers versus Adrenochrome elite. 2023, the contract has been fulfilled. A prison for the mind was preventing our higher self to come back to us. Mind control, methamphetamine versus adrenochrome. Mind control, children warfare and amphetamine. Mind control. The prison for the mind. Methamphetamine versus adrenochrome. From high-end warfare to the higher consciousness for Satanists. Adolf Hitler the junkie. Many drugs were used to power the war, create super soldiers, and to reward the soldiers, and therefore train the soldiers to act without thinking. Amphetamine and methamphetamine were mainly used by Germany, Japan, USA, Russia, England. Adolf was different. There is the story of heroin, the drug that on one hand should calm him down from his depressions, while as the name suggests it should make him feel heroic. You do never need to try this drug, but it is a very strong drug, and creates a very strong addiction. Even thought Adolf had pure drug. The scientists then had invented a painkiller for Adolf, because the heroin seemed not to work anymore that well. They designed a new drug, stronger than heroin, otherwise it could not kill the pain. Methadone is the name. Still he went more and more schizophrenic, which was not easy for the army leaders to deal with that sick Adolf. Luciferians, Satanists, Adolf, the Nazis, pedophiles, and adrenochrome. Now we have Adolf become more and more schizophrenic, where not even methadone would work in the end, which is really much stronger and longer lasting than heroin. Was it really heroin? When about 1952 a mass study was initiated to examine the adrenochrome as a drug for schizophrenia, since it is a type of adrenaline hormone, that was well known before. Guess what? Yes, they already had the adrenochrome for quite some time before the war, and as we all know now is the fact that drugs are used as a weapon, or human enhancement, which is the same. Remember the kamikaze pilots, from Japan? They were all on methamphetamine, in such a high dose, that they literally could fly. Adrenochrome, okay, oops. The Nazis knew and tested all possible drugs, for find intelligence, and stay in the higher consciousness. For the mass they used methamphetamine. There is books about it. Then after the Nazis went off, the Germans would need to finance the rebuild of Europe, by sanctions, and became again the industrial miracle of Europe, once again. They still had smart people and engineers, to develop world-leading technology, and the Germans were extremely motivated to work and proud of their products. Well, one will find, that the doctors after the war would prescribe amphetamine as if it was candy. Amphetamine was not really illegal when prescribed by the doctors as a pick-me-up, nor known by people. Mind control. The prison for the mind. Psychological warfare and amphetamine-based drugs today. Children attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Amphetamine-based drugs list, but please do not forget the neuroleptics and the antidepressants, besides the benzodiazepines-based tranquilizers. Today usage of drugs for mind control, applied to children. The most common drugs used for ADHD are stimulants. These drugs increase the amount of dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain. They are also called central nervous system, CNS, stimulants. These drugs are applied without the consent of the children, just because the parents and or teachers think that this will silence the children. What is impressive and powerful is the fact that if the teachers make the decision, then the most parents will follow the advice, since the doctors completely agree for the use of these drugs. Amphetamine sulfate. Dianavel XR. Ivikio. Dextroamphetamine. Dexedrine spansol. Dextroamphetamine and amphetamine. Adderall XR. Midase. Dexmethylphenidate. Focalin XR. Lisdexamphetamine. Vyvanse. Methylphenidate. Aptensio XR. Concerta. Cotempla XRODT. Datrana. Metadate CD. Metadate ER. Methylene ER. Ritalin LA. Ritalin SR. Quillavant XR. Quilatu ER. Serdexmethylphenidate and dexmethylphenidate. Asteries.